going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackowitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is a review for WWE SmackDown for 1/8/19. And I gotta say that I really enjoyed this week's wrestling a lot more than the previous weeks. Leading up to this, you didn't have much to look forward to, and I think that they really kind of turned it around this week on both programs. Raw certainly had its problems, it certainly had its filler matches still, but at the end of the day, it was a better show, and I think this was a pretty good show too. You start off, you have Daniel Bryan, he's out in the stadium, he's in the concession area, and he's talking about, consumption and all the things that people do that's bad for themselves, bad for the environment. Of course, people don't want to hear that. It's actually a really good message in my opinion, but it's going to fall flat for most people, I think. And so it kind of gives him this almost an anti-heel shtick, which is kind of cool. He runs down to the ring, through the crowd, still talking his spiel, and gets jumped by R-Truth as he's walking over the barricade and up toward the ring. R-Truth comes out of nowhere, blitzes him, and that starts up the match between Daniel Bryan and R-Truth, which was really cool. R-Truth actually brought a lot of fire to the match, I think. And so it was very entertaining, and it is what you would expect it to be. It's a good match. Daniel Bryan, of course, is going to get the win. R-Truth is not going over Daniel Bryan. He's a WWE champion. He's got this whole thing with AJ Styles. And speaking of AJ Styles, after the match, Daniel Bryan is walking up the ramp. AJ Styles comes out and just obliterates Daniel Bryan. He beats him all the way back into, off the stage and out into the back somewhere. And then he kind of does this whole thing where he's got a steel chair and he's just kind of going off on everybody. So AJ Styles working this bit where Vince McMahon's trying to bring out this other side of him, and it was cool. And then your next match is Rey Mysterio, Mustafa Ali versus Samoa Joe and Andrade Cien Almas, and this was a really fucking good match. This was a damn good match. It really was. I was super impressed with these guys. Rey Mysterio, I don't know how old he is now. I know he's at least in his 40s. And the guy is still absolutely as agile and amazing to watch as ever. I mean, the guy is just absolutely phenomenal. And there was a couple of spots, man, where there were moves it really seemed like they were pulling off moves they really shouldn't. An example is they almost did a version of a pile driver. Rey Mysterio kind of did this flip pile driver that you just don't see in WWE with Andrade Cien Almas, and it was very, very athletic move from both guys, and it just looked cool as hell. So I was very big on this match. I really liked it, and I really liked the ending too, because typically lately Rey Mysterio, Mustafa Ali have both won a lot of matches, and I kind of expected them to win this match. And it looked like they were going to, but Andrade caught the 619 after Mustafa Ali hit Samoa Joe outside the ring, and turns it into his finisher and gets the win. So Andrade pins Mysterio. Very good match. Very, very good match. I was super impressed with that. You get a Carmella promo after that, talking about the triple threat later with her and Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Not too big on Carmella, if I'm being honest. Certain personalities I just don't gravitate towards, and Carmella is one of those personalities. Honestly, I hate to say it, but she's just not very big on in-ring skill or mic performance, and that's just where I'm at with her. On top of that, though, you get an Usos promo that was very good, of course. Usos just kind of kill their promos, even if it's just small clips. They've worked out their shtick to perfection, I think. One of the best actual tag teams in the company. And I pretty much love everything they do. So you cut back from commercial. Backstage, Miz and Shane McMahon are talking about what they're going to do. Miz is trying to get Shane to just put them in the title picture. Doesn't work. And starts talking about the costumes, and Shane just walks away. It was alright. I mean, it was there. Rusev, after that, has an in-ring promo. he's talking about Shinsuke being responsible for hurting Lana. Shinsuke is in the TV truck on the Titantron, and he's cutting a promo saying, "Well, it was actually your fault." And they cut the clip where Rusev kicks Shinsuke. Shinsuke falls on Lana, and then Rusev goes to the back toward the TV truck, trying to find Shinsuke. Shinsuke cuts him off with like a rolling storage cabinet, whatever it is, and like slams it into him 3 or 4 times, and then just kind of does an assault. It worked. I liked it. A really good bit, honestly. It's kind of building up the feud between these guys even more. So at least they're focused. Then you get a Becky Lynch promo about the triple threat later, and she's not quite the Stone Cold of this generation. Everybody keeps comparing her to Stone Cold. Stone Cold had amazing promos. He, was the kingpin. Now she's more athletic in the ring, and she cuts good promos for sure. I certainly think she's the most overstar, and deservedly so. But to compare her to Stone Cold, I don't know if I see that quite yet. But she is definitely very good. So I'm hoping that they continue with this path with her. They replay the Gene Okerlund tribute after that from Raw, which I thought was a very good tribute. I said that on the Raw review. I thought it was very, very good. They're very proficient with their promo packages, and that's what this is. It's just a promo package they put together with a lot of old footage, and it was great. After that, you get Usos in the bar, and this was another really good match. Usos in the bar really tore the house down. People were saying, this is awesome, of course. Anytime the Usos get in the ring, man, it's magic. It really is. They had a lot of really good spots, a lot of good back and forth. Kind of a weak finish, I think, though. Because Mandy Rose comes out, and she's talking about the bra and panties she left in Jimmy's dressing room. He's distracted. The bar capitalized. They knock him off the apron. They get Jay down. So the bar retain, and I just felt like that was kind of a weak finish. And then The Miz comes out right after the match. He walks up to the bar and says, me and Shane want to challenge you to a title shot at Royal Rumble. The bar accept. Sheamus accepts by bro kicking The Miz. So that was cool. And then after that, you get Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville backstage. Naomi goes attacking Mandy. Sonya, of course, jumps in. They eventually get the better of her. Jimmy walks up and says, y'all better back up. Then you get a Charlotte promo after that where, of course, she's talking about the triple threat, and, Carmella had her moment, Becky had her moment, but she's been the star for the last 4 years, 7 titles. All of that. Decent for what it was. Backstage, Daniel Bryan interview, being asked about how he feels about what happened earlier, and of course he's not happy about it. Kind of a pointless interview, but Daniel Bryan, he had a lot of fire in the interview. Like, he was really selling it. So it worked. Then you get a backstage Miz, Shane O'Mac bit. Shane asking Miz what the hell he's doing going up to the bar, challenging him. Miz said, you told me to take initiative. And so Shane O'Mac agrees to face the bar at the Royal Rumble. And then that brings you to Becky Lynch, Carmella, Charlotte Flair, the triple threat match. It's the main event, and it was a good match, man. I didn't expect it to be anything less. Charlotte and Becky Lynch, man, they're fist and fire when they get in there, man. They really go at it, and I appreciate the hell out of it, honestly. They're two just absolute badass chicks that get in there and kill it every time. Carmella was there, and she didn't add much to it, to be very honest. And actually, I think at a couple of points, she actually took away from it. And I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. She's not that great. She gets a little uncoordinated and confused when things are happening at a faster pace. And when you're dealing with the likes of Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, she can't keep up. And it's just that simple. But other than that, very good matches, very entertaining. And thankfully, Carmella was the least of the match. So WWE were at least smart enough to do that. At the end of the day, Becky Lynch, she gets the disarmer on Carmella. And then Asuka comes out and she's doing a little jaw jacking with Becky Lynch. And that's the matchup you've got for the Royal Rumble. So it was a good show. It really was. A couple of matches were very, very good. They had some really good promo work. And I was pretty impressed today. Like I said, coming off the last few weeks, I felt like everything had taken a dip, especially after that big announcement. I feel like they kind of redeemed themselves a little bit with this. They've definitely got a long way to go. But this was definitely a great week, I think, for wrestling. So the show itself, I felt like they started strong, both with the promo and the matches. And there wasn't really a lot of weak spot here. So I'm going to say this is a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one. I think that they did a lot of things right. I think that they're focusing on the right things too. So I feel like saying that 9 out of 10 is not overstating what it was. So that's where I'm at, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's a strong score. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you agree with it. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation out.